Hello and all. Welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, we're talking Jon Jones. Is Jon Jones finished? Or will we see this guy fight sometime this year, 2025? We're going to get into this subject here. Before getting started, make sure to like, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this that is new. From this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Jon Jones, 2025, does Johnny fight? Does he retire? So much speculation. We're here to speculate a little bit more, quite frankly. There are many different ways of looking at this. As MMA purist, I believe, it's obvious that most people, it's fair to say, want to see Johnny fight Tom Aspinall. Personally, I would have liked to see Johnny against Alex Pereira, perhaps for the light heavyweight championship. I believe that would have been the fight that makes the most amount of noise. Johnny expressed interest in fighting Alex Pereira, but everybody, including the UFC, it seems to want him to fight Tom Aspinall to unify that title, obviously. And there is... there's reasons for that. Obviously, makes sense for the division, the legitimacy of the sport, the division, etc. But we are talking about a guy that's done it all already. He's already cemented his name as being the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. In all honesty, the things and the comfort that Johnny expresses inside of that octagon is second to none. Now, I'm not saying that was the case for every single fight. That was not the case for the Riyaz fight. That was really not necessarily the case for, let's say, the first Alexander Gustafsson fight. Very close fight. But Johnny was, just later stages of that fight, he was able to gain control. Second fight between the two, between Johnny and Gustafsson, was not a close fight, obviously. Other than that, some of the finishes that Johnny's had are absolute timeless highlight reels. We're going to be looking back at those, time and time again, like the moments that Silva gave us, or Georges St. Pierre, or even guys like Habib and so on. But Jon Jones is special because I believe Johnny did it looking comfortable inside of that octagon. If you look at Jon Jones in his element, in his mood, in his flow state, just looks effortless. It's like prime Anderson Silva, right? But Johnny was able to sustain that for so long in that light heavyweight division, and now in the heavyweight division, right? So that's why Johnny is the greatest of all time. Just the level of comfort, octagon IQ, and just the vast amount of skills that he has that really overwhelmed every single opponent, almost. So many iconic fights. So what am I trying to say here? What I'm trying to say here is that if Johnny does decide to retire today, there is nothing left to prove. He's already the greatest of all time. And I'm sure financially he's doing pretty well, or at least decent as well. So he's not, desperate for money. If he was, he would have took that Tom Aspinall fight without a question, or you would have been seeing him more inside of that octagon. That's not the case. Now it's legacy talk, right? Obviously, there has been some suggestions that he want enormous amounts of money to fight a Tom Aspinall, which would make sense. But at the same time, maybe the numbers that are being presented are not something that's even close to being a feasible option or a realistic amount that the UFC can give. But at the same time, I would like to see the guy get paid if he's to go in there against a Tom Aspinall. If he's to go in there against the Alex Pereira, I believe that fight, it's just in terms of pay-per-view buys, I believe that would actually break all records. But I think the Tom Aspinall, is fair to say that fight would probably make a decent amount of noise as well. But generally speaking, whether he fights Tom Aspinall, Alex Pereira, or decides to retire, if he decides to retire, that very last part, there is nothing left to prove, right? But I'm still waiting to see, just like everybody else, what happens for Johnny in 2025. If you made it this far, I appreciate it for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments. Like, subscribe for more.